My name's Alistair McConaughey, Director at A Force for Good, a pro-UK campaigning organisation based here in Glasgow. And goodness me, we've been busy lately. As many of you know, there was a Scottish nationalist SNP essentially march down the Royal Mile on Saturday the 6th of October. We had 31 of our activists who were there. We were waving the Union Jack and we were talking up the United Kingdom, and we were showing the Scottish nationalists and the passing SNP MPs and MSPs that they don't own the streets of Scotland, especially not Edinburgh, which is very much for the Union. Now, what came out of that was essentially the SNP and the Scottish nationalists lying about the numbers on the day. They were claiming silly numbers, everything from almost up to 200,000 to 100,000, which is what they've gone with. In fact, the SNP newspaper, which is called the Sunday National, said 100,000 on its front page on the 7th of October, the day afterwards. Complete nonsense, because 100,000 would take hours and hours and hours to pass down the Royal Mile. In effect, on the day, it took 1 hour 50 minutes. And we know that for a fact because we've got the video evidence. We filmed the entire march and we've put it up now on YouTube, and you can study it for yourself. From a unique vantage point, we filmed them, and the link is in the description below. Have a look at that and you can count them for yourselves if you want. The entire march, as we say, takes 1 hour and 50 minutes to pass. Now, you don't need to count for 1 hour and 50 minutes if you don't want to, although that's what we did. We had 2 of our colleagues analyse the video footage, and we took the average between the 2 counts, and we came to 12,789. That's to say 13% of what we're being told by the BBC and by the entire Scottish media. Now, that's a disgrace, considering that these numbers are just crazy numbers, absolute crazy numbers, when the reality is 13% of what we're being told. The reality is around about 12,789, and you can confirm it for yourself. As I say, you don't need to count for the entire hour and 50 if you don't want to. What we would suggest is that you count for 5 minutes and then you multiply your figure by 22, or perhaps you take several random 1 minute periods, count them, get the average and multiply that by 110. Whatever you do, you'll find a figure that's approximately in our ballpark of around about 12.5 to 13k, round about that. And if you're a journalist for any Scottish newspaper or TV or radio station, then you should be interested in this, because this is a big story. You know, we're being told by essentially the establishment, the entire Scottish media and political establishment, that 100,000 people marched down the Royal Mile, when the reality is round about 13,000. So we are being lied to, basically. We're being lied to, and we have the video evidence, which you can study very easily, which everybody now can work out for themselves and see that we are being lied to by the SNP and by a complacent Scottish media, that doesn't want to challenge these crazy numbers which the SNP and the Scottish political establishment are promoting. If you're a Labour MP or MSP, if you're a Lib Dem or a Tory MP or MSP, you should be interested in this video as well. Look at it for yourself, highlight it in the Scottish Parliament, make sure that people know the evidence is here, it's out there now, that we are being lied to. There was not 100,000 people there. There couldn't possibly have been 100,000 people there. There was, what the video evidence very clearly states, somewhere in the ballpark of 13k. So that's our challenge to the Scottish media and to the Scottish political establishment. We challenge you to very easily work out the numbers for yourself. My name is Alistair McConaughey, Director at A Force for Good. If you like what we're saying, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Check out our website, aforceforgood.uk, and we're also on Facebook and Twitter. UK, A Force for Good. Thanks for listening.